Alright, everybody. I know it's hard to see me, but if you noticed, we have Grumpy up here in my upper right. We're going to do an unboxing video today for you guys of the Anycubic Kobra 3 combo. So, my lovely wife is going to aim the camera and I'm going to show you, see? Anycubic. There we go. So, I'm going to sit this down because it's taking up a lot of table space in front of me. But I want to show you all the box.
Of course it would be.
My two sons and my lovely wife purchased this for me for Father's Day. And, I'll aim that like that for a minute. What we're going to do is I'm going to unbox it, and as I unbox it, I'm sure Grumpy, being that he has
you want to start with the smaller box?
Printed as much as me, yeah, they're right here, that he'll have questions as we go through it. And that's kind of why I've included him, guys, so that there's banter between the two of us, and you're not just sitting here watching some guy go, you click the tube in here, you click the cable in here. No, we're not doing that. That's not how we do things. So with that being said, we're going to start out first. I'm going to show you this combo come with a camera right here. So
I'm gonna tell you, camera box.
yeah, it's a small camera
Oh,
box.
no, it's worse.
It's a small camera box.
Ask him how it came.
Yeah, it was really weird. So when I bought this kit, I bought it and it gave me 4 free rolls here of filament, and it come with the camera for it. Now, when this thing come in,
Do not flip it.
all of these were taped together in one unit, okay? Right?
Smart, yeah.
And then on the end, there you've seen the white bubble bags, you know, that you pack stuff in? This camera box was in one of those, taped to the side like that. Okay?
Oh,
So,
that's not a smart idea.
okay. But the upside is it has a lens cover on the lens inside. So,
We'll see.
we'll see what happens. But I'll pull it out, and I'm gonna show. If you look in the upper left corner, you'll be able to see. I'm live. It doesn't matter.
Ouch. Because
Anyway.
the camera can flip. Ouch.
You're gonna see in the upper left. This is your camera box, right?
Yeah.
So here is your camera, right here. I'm gonna pull it out, take the cap off, and this is your little camera, right here. So it's got 2 IR lights for night vision. On the back, it's got a single point connection. The connection is with this wire. This wire will come out of here and go to a USB port on the printer itself.
So that's I'm assuming the white little tip is the connecting.
Yes.
Is the little spot.
Yes.
Heat shrink wrap that thing a little bit.
I'm fixing to pull it out. They did heat shrink wrap it, but they left it not all the way to the end because of flexibility purposes. So here, I'll show you. So you see the heat shrink down to there, but they left it because they didn't want you to break your pins when you go plugging it in and trying to put it in the little housing you've got to print.
Yeah, they should put it on 90 degrees instead so it wouldn't have that kind of problem.
Right. But anyway, this is the camera that come with it. I got it free as part of the combo kit. The upside about the camera is it lets you view your prints remotely from the app on your phones. It does video. It does time-lapse videos and stuff for you. So that's one of the things I really liked about getting this kit, is because now it has a camera that I don't have to go and buy a special camera. This one came with it. Give me just a second to put this up. Put it back in its box. We'll get to it a little later. Because one of the prints first prints we'll have to do is actually print the housing that it goes in.
Now, what color did you buy in the, or what color did you choose? Or
They're random colors. They're random colors, and we've been playing a little game, so I'll play the game with you too. So me, Stealthy, Crimson, and Sub-Zero all guessed at what we thought I was gonna get.
I missed one color, Pitch.
She missed one color. She did really good. I thought maybe I would get a black and then a couple of colors that they didn't sell a whole lot, trying to get their inventory down.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to get any colors like a purple or green or anything that people use a lot, or gray,
Yeah.
So, give me your guesses.
Okay, so I will go with the black as well. I will go with a white, a blue, and a yellow.
Okay.
Just to spice things up.
All right, and if you want us to choose another 4, you can, because that's what I did.
Yeah, you can have...
No, I'm just going with that.
Okay, so I'm going to open the first box, and we're going to pull it out, and you got a nice purple.
Oh, purple?
Yep.
That's weird. Okay.
A really nice purple.
Nice sealed wrap. Good. It's very vacuum sucked. So.
Also found out that you can get filament for half the price directly from them. This color was called Pink Peach, but it is more to me as a pastel orange. Okay.
Almost neon-like.
Yeah. So here you go.
It's almost neon-like, but it's like he said, it's more pastel.
It's
almost skin colored.
Yeah.
Not quite, but close.
It's a little more orange in person. And then I got a nice vibrant green. Not a dark green, but a vibrant one.
They got you all different kinds of colors. They didn't really go for the standard stuff at all.
Yeah.
I like that color.
Spring green.
I like it a lot, too.
I think it was like spring green or something.
And then this is our last color, and I'm going to tell you now, this will be your favorite color out of the entire group.
It was the little one's favorite, too.
It was the little one's favorite, too. So, here you go. Here's you a nice, beautiful blue.
Is that electric blue?
No, they actually call this a turquoise blue, but it is more between baby blue and light blue.
Yeah.
But it's a very pretty color. Yeah. But those are the 4 that I got that were free. So I'll...
Tropical turquoise.
Do this here. So, here's some contrast for you. 2 on top of each other. You see the purple and the pink peach.
Spring leaf is your green.
Rolls.
And then over here, you got your spring leaf green and the tropical turquoise. So those were the ones I got free.
Violet. How many kilograms of them each?
Oh, they're full rolls. They're full rolls.
Yeah, but like for those who don't know.
Okay. So the length is 330 meters. It's 1.75.
And it is
plus or minus 0.2.
It's a kilogram roll.
There you go, kilogram. There you go.
So I got
myself some rolls in a long time, so I don't remember what the standards are.
The standard roll is the kilogram roll. And they sent me 4 of those colors.
If that tells you anything, that's my thumb.
Yeah.
Granted, I have a small hand, guys. I'm sorry. Deal with it.
Okay.
I have little hands.
So that's where we are there. Now, for the fun part, we're gonna, with the assistance of my lovely wife,
hand stuff, or do you want?
Yes, if you don't mind.
All right. Do you want to aim the camera?
I'm coming over here, so you guys can see us opening the box. So.
Is this the printer and the?
Yes, this is the printer and
the
warming chamber. Yes. So in the top, you're gonna have obviously your standard USB and your tube and your standard equipment for a spool holder, which we won't use any of that because it came with the Ace, and the Ace holds 4 rolls and it has its own tubes. But it comes with it if you choose to not use the Ace and do just a single roll. Here's your gear. So like this is
you want to use it though, so you keep your spools nice and dry.
Right. So like this is your hardware for your spool holder. This is your hardware for like working on your hot end and a new PFE tube for your filament and stuff like that. Okay. And then we've got the owner's manual here. Right? Now, we'll go back over here. I'm going to pull this out because I know what this is. This is our LCD display that goes on it. Right here. It's touchscreen. It's touchscreen. It's touchscreen.
Nice.
It's LCD. It has a steel mount on the back that is, if you loosen that nut, allows you to change the angle so that you can set it where it's not glaring on you. Uses a ribbon cable connection. And I'm telling you, I'm holding this, and you know, this thing feels better. I don't know how to say this. Weight-wise, it feels more solid as a monitor in my hand than most other like little ones that we've seen on printers. So I'm liking it because I mean, even look at the side of it. I mean, that's a thick boy for a little display.
Yeah, that's
so
hefty.
It's kind of hefty, which makes me feel better about.
Let's pull this and this out.
Okay. Ooh, that was the print head cover.
Yeah, that goes right back on in a minute.
Yeah. So we're gonna pull out the print head, the hot end, because I know you were curious about this because it does 4 at the time.
Here's this as well.
Jeez, that's a big boy.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I can start moving this.
So what you have here is this little guy here is your poop shooter. Okay? It mounts on the printer, and then I'll see if I can demonstrate. As your nozzle comes across, it goes across, right? When it comes back, it catches and launches the poop off the end. Okay?
The little arm right there?
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll be printing a little basket and chute to catch that, or else I have animals that are going to get pissed off when they get pinged by a damn piece of filament, you know. But that's what that's
Is that
for.
spring loaded?
Yes.
Or rubber loaded?
No, it's spring
tension?
loaded. It's spring loaded. See the spring right there?
Okay, so that means at some point you might have to replace that spring because that thing will probably start to wear just like
if you look at it, it's just one of those standard little springs like you can get at the hardware store.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it doesn't look too difficult to get to. It also right here has a little rubber grommet so that when it pops back, it's not scarring up your rail on the side of your printer, which is nice.
That's great.
That's nice. Then, of course, you have 2 power cords in here because one's for the Ace and one's for the printer.
That's not the only thing.
This is your cord that goes from the primary portion of the printer up to the hot end. Okay, for communications. That's what this is. This is your communications cable. Okay, so and I'll show you in a minute where that plugs in at on the hot end. So there's that. Now let me snap this back on. I'll have to snap it back off to show you stuff, but I'm gonna put it back on just temporarily. All right, so here's your hot end. Now,
That's a big boy.
This is a big boy. Okay, and it's got a hell of a fan system on it. And it's direct feed. You can see it there. There's your stepping motor. There's where that little port right there is where that cable I just showed you plugs in for communication. But you see these 4 tubes? That's where that's where all 4 of your tubes go in at to feed in. Okay?
Oh, I hope those are easy, quick release.
They are. They are. They're quick releases. They're quick releases.
Shop Trailer in the rest of the house.
I'm gonna aim this up a little bit so you can see this. My wife made it so easy to come off a while ago, but so there.
I'm sorry.
There, right there is your cooling fan. You notice anything about this cooling fan?
It is a barrel cooling fan rather than a blowing.
It's a turbine fan instead of a bladed fan. So I think that's a little bit of an improvement. And here's the thing, so that center piece right there,
Yeah.
That's not plastic.
That's metal?
Yes. That's why it has that
Nice.
stamp in it. So the only thing plastic is the actual turbines right here, which is good because I feel better about something hefty holding the turbines in place, you know? And then, of course...
Yeah. I'm just glad we haven't came across any parts that are like 3D printed. Like, nothing, again, 3D printers are very, very good and very, very useful, but they're mostly you want to 3D print stuff as a replacement for something, not as a standard. I've seen some 3D model people, like, or makers, start making some of their products out of the 3D prints themselves. And I'm like, that's fine, but I'd rather you make it as injected molding, and when it cracks or breaks, then I can 3D print it.
Right, and see, here's your nozzle, and
Nice.
let me tilt it up.
Sink around the nozzle.
Yep, and if
how easy is it to get to the nozzle's nut bolt so you can actually like take it off without having to take the whole housing off?
That's what he's looking at.
That's what I'm looking at, and I think it has a quick disconnect. I don't know exactly where it's at. According to what I was reading, it's not like our other one. It's a quick disconnect. Hang on a minute. Let's see.
It's slightly out of camera. Can you move it to its left?
That better?
There we go. Yep.
Okay, so give me a minute. It's flipping through all the stuff. So yeah, the tip under here, there's a little trigger mechanism. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to mess with the print head until I run it once.
Yeah.
But there's a little trigger mechanism under here that's supposed to release it. Versus, but it also has a threaded piece for going directly into the heat block. But I think the entire heat block has like a little quick disconnect. It comes off so you can hold it in your hand when it's cool and just, you know.
The whole bit off, not just the
right
nozzle itself.
So that's and check this out. Here you go. There's you a side view, a back view of the heat sink.
Okay, I've seen way thicker. I've seen way bigger. But that's probably what? Does aluminum?
Well,
no.
When I look in here, aluminum wicks it off.
Steel.
But I bet that thing's every bit of an inch by inch and a half in diameter. Looking at it,
if you look,
it's not very fine.
If you look right through here,
fins either, so it's not like it's
on this side.
Super fragile.
You gotta bend. You see right here, you can see how word.
Yeah, it's pretty thick. Pretty thick.
Yeah, it's a big hefty piece. Anyway, so that's how the print head looks. Oh wow. Okay. What the heck?
That was probably your disconnect.
Huh. That's cool. So it's got this little. I was trying to figure out what it was before I started telling you. So it's got a little. Here's your disconnect right here.
Oh, it's on the side. Oh, it has a little. Huh. Okay. Does it remove the housing, or does it just remove?
You want me to hold the camera?
It drops the stuff for you. Hang on. Let me see how to.
Don't do it. Get reconnected afterwards.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it, but yeah. So that's kind of cool. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's the disconnect for sure, but it looks like at the very least it's like if you get a clog, you could cut it. You know, so you could take the head off and then clean it without having to try to do how forcibly pull it out. Might be part of what it is. It's pretty wild though, the way this thing's configured. I mean, that's a big freaking print head, dude.
That orange area, I'm guessing, is the. Let me see the orange on the bottom.
That's
is
the
that
coolant.
The fans.
Yeah, coolant fans.
Like, how many ports is there? Is it just one single point, or is it more?
No,
double-sided?
there's one.
It's double-sided.
It's double-sided. There's one on each side.
Okay, so those who do not know, this right here we're looking at it are where the fans blow at onto the filament itself, so it cools it off on the bed plate and onto the print. Because you don't want to have molten plastic the entire print. Once the plastic is laid down, molten, it wants it to dry as fast as it can, so it adheres to the rest of the print or the rest of the bed. So
okay, so we wanted to know what this lever was all about. So it's before replacing the hot end, please cool down the nozzle.
Click. That's not for the lever, but
yeah. And then
so it's not that.
It says click tools. You cool it down.
Yeah.
Press both sides of the print head lightly and pull the print head front cover off forward to remove it. Gently pull the bottom black and white lines towards forward to remove it. So
I'm just thinking.
Okay. Well, I'm not about to do that right now. It's brand new. We're not gonna mess with all of that.
There's a spring, and that's what disconnects it.
Okay, so there's that.
All right, I don't know what your lever is for.
Let's pull this ace unit out because it looks like that's got to come next.
Which is good because I want to see that one first. This ace unit, this is where you're going to be housing your filaments.
Yep.
For the printer and holding up for them and keeping it dry all at one time. Which, if anybody does not know, spools of filaments, even if you keep them in bags inside of it, it doesn't always keep the filament dry. So if your filament ever gets moisture, which is naturally in the air, the prints or the filament will print as well. So you might have to dry them out. Little trick, get a little oven that you're not using, and then put it in there, let it dry in the oven. But if you have one of these things, you don't have to worry about that at all. You just put them in there, and it will constantly keep the air in it dry and a little warm to keep the filaments nice and
your struggle,
dry for you.
I can tell.
You don't want the stuff to get moisture in it. It absorbs moisture pretty, I won't say easy, but it does absorb moisture fairly easy.
Oh my god. This thing sucks.
Maybe we should pull the whole thing out of one.
Small fingers! Come on! I believe!
I believe I can fly. Oh my god, it really...
It's catching on that arm over there. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have to pull the whole thing out. So,
do you want to put it sideways and just take it out like a baby? Here.
Push!
okay.
Just get on the table. Okay, now start pulling.
All right, take the box towards you.
Alright.
Give us a minute, guys.
It's clear.
Okay.
Just lift.
Okay.
Okay.
I have the...
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab right here.
Mm-hmm.
Grab the bottom part.
Okay. So here's the ace unit. Look at that. So much easier. Now, if you want to...
I'm going to do this.
Yeah, but I needed the table to sit this on.
Okay, give me a second.
I want to see the foam.
I got
it. I know some people are big into knowing how protective their product is or how protective their items are when they come in.
Give me a second.
Okay.
And
that was for the first part.
Yeah, this was what all those cables and stuff were in, guys.
You're gonna say your feet are either on my side or your side. There you go.
See it? I mean...
Okay, so it's that stiff foam.
Oh, yeah.
It's about, well, some areas it's very, very thin, but some areas it's about at least, what, 3 inches? maybe thick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it just in my chair.
Okay.
Stiff foam, 3 inches. It's multi-layer foam.
Yeah.
So that stuff
So
is.
this
This
is
thing is pretty good.
This is your ace. This is the top view. Before I pull it out of the phone. Okay.
This was the top.
And it's all clear top.
Well, no, there was a piece on the top of it. We took it off to take it out.
So this was on top.
I got the machines clear.
So this was on top of this one, and this was on top of that.
Okay, that's a pretty. The first sheet,
So,
little
babe,
flimsy
put it down a
little.
minute. So it was like that.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. System. I like that.
And then you
Jumping
seen how it was
controls
packed.
rather than
So.
custom cut.
Sweetie,
He's like,
stop,
"Let me
stop.
get to it, Tim." Sorry, Robert.
Go.
I'm not the one holding it.
There you go. Come on out, big buddy. Well, it looks pretty hefty.
Yeah. So,
Or is it just that tight?
here it is.
Yeah. All right. Finally.
Let's go ahead and get this here stuff off of here. Because for some reason that is something that absolutely drives me crazy. Okay. So you got a lock here. So you can slide it and lock it and slide it and unlock it so you can open it and stuff, you know. Let me see.
How well is the seal of the doorway?
I'm fixing to tell you as soon as I get it open.
Obviously, good enough that he can't get in it.
Smart ass. I don't know. Did I not unlock
Hey,
it?
something is not letting you in that thing.
There it goes. Alright. So, it has a rubber seal all the way around it.
Nice.
See it?
Good, good. Cause I'm waiting for the stream to catch up.
See that rubber
Okay,
seal?
yeah.
Right there? That's a rubber seal that goes all the way around. Where this
Is
thing
that aluminum? What is that aluminum housing in the front?
This right here, this is where your filament feeds in.
It goes from the front of it. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I forgot
so-
you said that. Yeah. Okay.
So the rolls roll over and go in here, and then it's fed out the back to the printer.
That's where it's okay. Do you have to? Well, you said it does it itself. So as soon as you put it in the
Yep. As soon as you put it in
feeders-
there and it's on, and it recognizes there's filament there, it starts pulling it. And that's, of course, those tubes were the 4 tubes that go to the.
So you want to know what your problem was? You had it to there.
No, I was trying not to break it. So, and then here we go on the back side. There are your 4 outlets. And if I remember right,
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see these little tiny blue things. Are
Yeah.
those the clips?
yep, those are clips. But if you look, that is so it has some shock absorbent in case it tangles or breaks and doesn't break your crap.
Oh, nice. Okay. So I'm assuming like once it feels it being pulled, it will stop the
Yeah.
feed or the okay.
Okay, and then of course you got your power port to plug in where you turn it on at, and over here, you notice there's 2 ports here for the Ace, right?
So one's to the printer, and I guess one's for LAN.
No, one is for if you want a second Ace because you can buy a print
Oh,
nozzle
yeah.
that'll do 8 colors.
See, I saw one online where you can stack them on each other, but now
Yeah.
that I know that thing opens from the top, I'm going, well, never mind that idea of stacking that, because I wouldn't want to, like, if you could stack it, I imagine you could still stack two of them on top of each other, you just couldn't access whatever one was on the bottom of it.
You'd have to sit it off. You'd have to sit it off each time. But yeah, so that's how that all connects right there, right? So now.
But it does connect to your computer, right? Like, or not computer. It does connect to your
network.
Your,
my printer. Yes, yeah. So one port goes to the printer. One port is for if you have a second one of these to connect it to. Why am I frozen?
You want the two feeding each
I
other.
think my regular video just dropped.
Yeah, I see me still moving.
Yeah. I don't know what that's all about. Give me a second. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on with it.
What?
There it goes. It's back. Okay. So there's this part. We've seen that. Now we can take the printer and sit it up here and try to see what we got. Moving some stuff out the way.
Yeah, here comes the big boy. Now,
it's not
I'm
quite.
hoping the setup for this is going to be relatively painless, because I know some printers like they will come all pre-assembled and you can pay for that kind of like thing back, at least back in earlier days of 3D printing. You'd like, okay, if you want a pre-assembled, pay us an extra $100, we'll do it for you. I'm hoping this one's not that, and it's like relatively easy just to get up and going.
It's not.
It does look as all house mostly together.
So here, taking the cover off the bed here. It's not quite as big as our Crealities, by no means, but it's still big enough to do like a full mask, full helmet, and all that stuff. And it comes.
I see a double railing in the back, means double motors. That's great.
It also comes standard with magnetic bed. Magnetic bed.
Is it?
Oh yeah, flexible.
Oh, great.
Right out the gate, standard magnetic bed. Here you go. This is a tensioner for your belt. So.
Already printed out of.
Yep.
Okay, it's a tensioner belt, and it's done out of a ejected molding.
If you look under the bed, they have put foam under there to stabilize the bed for you, so that it doesn't get jacked up while it's in the process of being transported. There's that cable. All right. There's your stepping motor in the back. And
so nice to see a printing bed with no bottom bolt tensioners or looseners to try to flatten the bed. It's like, nope, the printer would do it for you.
Look at that. There's another tensioning knob for this belt up here.
Yes, that's so nice.
Now we gotta clip this off somehow.
Big old foam. I'm guessing the foam is holding the rail in place.
You got a knife?
It's between. I don't have mine with. Wait, yes I do. It's between the topmost rail and the actual movement arm.
Oh my god, this is gonna take forever with this little knife.
But for the most part, it's all put together.
Pretty simple. Yeah, all you gotta do is connect the. I imagine all you gotta do is connect is the monitor and maybe power. Is power? Power's below.
You got
in the black chamber.
There's a power port back here somewhere, right there on that side, on the left hand side that you plug power in. We'll get into putting stuff together here in a minute. My lovely assistant here is
playing toward her, I know.
Yeah.
Please be careful, Stealthy. I don't care that thing's small or big. It still can do damage. That's what he said.
And there you go. There's that out of the way.
Before you freak out with your superstition.
So
Oh, wait, never mind. I got 2 more
Oh shit.
while you're talking.
So what we're gonna do in a minute, I'm gonna flip it around, and we'll put the monitor on it, put the print head on it, and get at least that point, because I don't know that I'm gonna be able to show you the camera in action tonight, seeing as how I have to print the camera mount.
Yeah.
But
And the poop catcher.
right, but I am going to
I wish I had scissors.
I'm going to probably assemble everything I can, and then I'm going to sit it to the side until this weekend. And then this weekend, like Saturday or so, I will start printing. I think I'm going to start with the camera thing first, so that when I print the chute and stuff for the poop basket, we can actually stream that, so you guys can see it printing that. The first couple of prints I'm going to do in a single color just to get it tuned, and once I get it tuned, then I'll start playing with some multicolor stuff.
Yeah, I kind of want to know or see, does any spool, like generic or otherwise, fit inside the chamber in order for them to spin or be able to actually be able to use? Because
we can actually
I hope
find
they
out.
Their
We
spool holders
can
in
actually
a certain
find
diameter
out,
or a certain.
because right over there is the wood.
Move inside of it.
We can find out, because right over there is that wood spool that I bought from you, and we will sit it in there in a minute to make sure that even though it's not their spool, it'll fit.
Yeah.
All right, so
nobody wants to buy a certain printer and only be able to use a certain spools or certain brand. Like that's just not kosher.
So here we go. Let's go with this monitor here and get the hardware gear and stuff all out. Think this has a okay, that's pretty cool.
Same size
spool. She just laid one. She laid it right next to the new ones, the one I got from you, and it is the exact same size.
Same width too, Stuffy?
Oh, dude, I didn't know it had that.
I can't tell from your.
It has like a silicone wiper on it too.
Yeah.
So you know how we was talking about it purging some?
The one you gave us is just a tad bit wider.
You see this right here? This is the silicone wiper, so it purges with the little block, wipes, and then goes over to the poop chute to get the rest of it off. So it makes damn sure there is nothing else left of that other color when it swaps.
Is it adhesive to the bed or
it's right back here. See that right there?
I'm waiting for the camera to catch up. So. Oh, okay. So it goes into a little slot.
Yeah.
Well, if you put it up a little bit closer, I can actually show that it bends and stuff.
Yeah. Where did I put it? There it is.
No, I meant this right here.
Yeah.
So.
That's it.
You got a replacement too?
Yep. So you got a replacement.
That's nice. They have more than one.
Yep.
Do you know when
this is for the touchscreen.
It's always on the
I
bottom.
Don't think so right now, sweetie.
Left corner.
Okay, because I'm gonna go.
So this is kind of cool to have it in the back instead.
Go. I heard.
And it's kind of off the bed plate too, so you know that it's gonna go. The print's gonna be going outside its usual boundaries to make sure that it does not use up any space. It's actually
this is cool.
That you need.
So, what is one thing that we always bitch about when we're having to put one of these together? I'm just see if you can get it right off the bat.
What you were breaking up when you were saying it, so.
Okay, so what is one of the things we bitch about when we're starting to put one of these things together on the regular?
On a printer itself, it's been a while since I did it. for me, it's a lot of manual bolts that doesn't come with like finger bolts. I don't like that on a lot of printers.
Okay, so oh damn, it even come with some test black. So I guess you were partly right. It has some test black in here.
Okay.
Anyway,
you print your camera mount and your poop scooter and that, so you can keep it. Okay. So let's see. Other than that.
So when I flash my camera over this, you will be able to instantly know exactly what I'm talking about. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah. Or touchscreen. A screen protector.
No. Keep reading.
No. For touchscreen, number 3, for print head. Oh, labels.
Yeah. So I don't have to guess which one of all these freaking screws goes to it.
Oh, it's such an easy thing to do, and I honestly don't like. Again, it's been a while since I actually put a printer like this together, but yeah, not knowing where things are and not putting everything in just one old bag, going, I don't know if this is the parts I need. I just put everything in here so I can hey, it's at least I know what the bag is. I don't know what's in it.
Don't have no clue what it is. I just know it is.
Now I gotta know. Is the bolts all? Are they figure? Are they figure?
No, they are not.
Tightening bolts.
They are not. They're Allen keys, but I get why from somebody that builds shit. I kind of understand why, because finger bolts don't tend to hold up or stay tight. As long. But that being said, it is nice to have that option. So with this screen, I'm going to see if I can prop my camera where you can kind of see what I'm doing. Can you see the
problem is it'll catch up in a second. But the problem is with these things, it's like me and you, we've already bought several printers in our years together, right?
Yeah.
So we already have a lot of those Allen wrenches. And every time we get a new printer, we get new stuff. What do I not need more of? Allen wrenches.
I don't know. I like getting them because I have so many damn printers in my house that and my children have printers that if I don't have them I won't find one, because my kids will have it or something along that line. So
yeah, that's why I printed that one model of the tools for anybody that know. You really, when you start getting a 3D printer, the first thing you really want to do is start printing stuff for the printer, like he's doing for the camera and for the poop scooter, but also for your tools, anything you might need a lot, like the scraper. If you need a scraper, you might have a flexible bed, which get that too. Start printing stuff to help improve your printer, because more likely by the time you get your printer, there's already somebody going, hey, we can make improvements on this, and they're starting making models left and right and center and start putting it online for you to print. So just I know you want to start printing all the cool stuff and all the gadgets and widgets, but
listen, the first 6 months that I had a printer, when I first got into printing, the first thing I did was start printing shit for the printer, like camera mounts and leg mounts and all kinds of stuff like that.
And vibrators. Ooh, that's a cool idea. Okay, remember the flexible resin we got?
Yeah.
See if there's a dampener for that printer and print the stuff in that flexible resin. So if it vibrates or shakes it a little bit, it should kill it outright, because that stuff is so, like I said, it's so flexible. Yeah. It's like big rubber. Which is this stuff anybody wants to know. This is actual 3D print made out of resin, and it's flexible as shit. I love it.
So there's the screen bolted on. I'll move over here. So you had those 2 bolts right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you don't know the character. This is Mau for my Bacteria Diary. I 3D printed her a keycap, so
that's where I put those 2 bolts in right there for the printer.
Yeah.
Now we're going to try to attach the ribbon cable. I'm going to assume. Yeah, it even has, check that shit out. That's pretty cool. So, it even has a label
Can't see it.
on the print
Label
cable. On the cable that says this side up, so that you don't flip it upside down.
Oh, great! And it's a ribbon cable, so it's not that flimsy. Is those bolts on the side of the ribbon cables or little screws? Or am I just seeing things?
Where are you talking about? Tell me specifically. You talking about on the metal?
On each side, on the ribbon cable where it connects at. Are those little bolts?
Down here?
Yeah, like a DVI or like a AVG cable or AVGI. I can't remember. It's old school, but like, is there bolts on both sides of it so you can bolt it into the back of the monitor screen?
Hang on. So, no, that's not what that is. It's just the bracket for the ribbon is metal.
Yeah.
So that's what you're seeing. So
the camera is either pointed towards you or away from you. Your phone camera, so I can't see.
Oh shit! The camera got flipped around. Hang on. I don't know how that happened. I didn't even know I could do that. How the hell do I flip it back?
Apparently you can.
Okay, so there we go. Now, there you go. So now you should be able to see, and I think I got it plugged in now. It feels like it's in.
Okay, so I'm sure it's just a pressure fit.
Yep. But like I said, the nice thing is, you know how sometimes you get ribbon cables that have a really thin one little strip of metal, and if you're not careful, that shit'll pop off and your ribbon will do this number. You know?
Yeah.
This one has a complete metal bracket around it, pressure fit, and two little plastic tabs that pop in on each side to keep it in. And then what I was saying was, if you look at the cable right there, you might be able to see those words right there?
Yeah, I see the words.
What they say is this side up. So you can't flip, you don't flip your cable upside down by accident. You know which way it goes in.
You don't have to worry about the wrong ports being the wrong slot.
Right, right. So it goes in like that. Now, let's see if we can look at the print head, because I remember that the print head is kind of, let's see, where's it at? It's kind of funky because you have two different types of screws. So it sits up here, and you'll have to look at the overall screen for me to, but it sits like this.
I see it.
Like that. So what happens is that you have two screws that you start in here, so that it can hook into the little hooks, and then you have two screws that go through and catches the lower two. So
two in the front, two in the back?
No, there's four in the back.
Okay, four in the back. Okay, so it's all back connections. And I'm guessing all of them are also lug nut screws?
Yeah.
See, I understand why they do that too, because again, there goes the whole tightness of it. But I wish somebody out there would make a real good system where it's just snap bits connection that's sturdy and reliable, because I have to be able to pop it on and pop it off as quick as I can. Better I get access to things and be able to fiddle with it when I need to, and be able to snap it back on. The quicker that I get to it, the better. But I know that's a high ask, so I understand why they're still doing bolts. I just don't like doing bolts.
Okay, so let me get this started, and I'll show you what I'm doing. All right, so taking two of the four print head bolts, and if you look at the print head, you'll see I've started them on either side. Let me know when you can see it.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
So you put them in. first, and I guess
for the first
bolt
two.
will-
For the first two, because what's going to happen is if you look at the overall view, it hangs in those top two hooks for the first two.
Okay, so they're
So,
just a.
I'm going to
snug
aim
fits
like
for
this. I'm going to aim like this. Now, I have to tighten them down, but I'm going to aim like this so you can kind of see. If you watch the two screws, there's two little U's that they fit in, and that way you can have both hands to tighten them down and put the other two in.
Okay, so the top two are a tightening hook, and the bottom is a screw-in
Right.
kind of tensioners.
Right. So
So at least that's kind of nice. So you have to unscrew. You don't have to fully unscrew all four of them all the way to be able to pull it off.
Now,
you just unscrew two all the way, and the other ones just kind of just lift off if need be.
Right. So I am in the process currently of tightening those two down. And then I'm going to show you something else I just noticed because I've
Is
noticed.
that a tightening belt at the top?
Yeah, right there.
That's okay. Is it to make? I wonder if that's to make sure that the both sides, even though the both sides have motors on it. At least I think the both sides have motors on it, right? The bottoms.
Yep.
On those rails,
Yep.
both sides have motors.
Yep.
So I guess maybe the top is to make sure they both are in sync at all times.
I guess. So you don't have any of those accidental skips like some others do. All right, so
Yeah, 'cause like
on the back of this thing, they've marked the holes you put the screws in with white rings. You cannot mess up.
where the screws at? The white ring spots. Oh, okay, that's nice. Looks like standard ball wheels. Okay, or
No, these are
yeah.
not rubber wheels at all. None. This
not
thing has
rubber-
no
metal
rubber.
wheels?
Nope, it only has rubber wheels on the stepping motors going up and down on the rails. It does not have them on this. It uses a V rail. So it has kind of like a little ridge in the middle of it. And then those
Yeah.
are aluminum bushings that have a groove in them so it follows it.
Okay, so there's no. Yeah, that's great. That means there's no movement in the bar because the ones we used to have, or at least I have, it only has two on the top, and it goes across the rail, and that's it. Like there's nothing stopping it from going off rail or moving or anything like that at any point of that. It's a point of failure. Doesn't fail very much at all, but if it does fail, it could be a problematic. If the let's say the print is. For whatever reason, the print gets off kilter and it pushes up the.
I'll
the
show you.
nozzle
I'll
wheel,
show you.
it might
I'll show you a
push it up.
closer view. So, if you look, you see that this is a bead, like a little raised area, like a track. And then if you look at the wheels, they have a groove in them.
Yeah, the train track.
Right. So, damn. I don't have to worry about tightening that. That shit's... usually there's some slop in those, but... No. Uh-uh. Not this go around. Anyway, so the print head is now attached to the printer. Let's see... What's next here? Let's see if we can put the pooper shooter on here, because it goes on.
I'm guessing since everything's in that one housing of the nozzle, I'm guessing the bed sensors on there, the heat sensors on there, the heating coils on there. So it's a one connector for all of it. So yeah, where does that exactly go?
So
Does it go toward the bottom of it and scrape off there?
it goes, supposed to go in here, kind of like, let me turn it where I can see it, then I'll aim the camera at it for you.
So it stays on the rail. Okay,
So
it goes up and
yeah,
down
it
with the
moves
rail.
with the rail. I'm trying
good
to
idea, because
find...
Eventually, you can't have that thing going all the way down to the bottom and scooping poop off if the 3D print's really high on the bed plate. So you needed to follow the rail and it was so that the nozzle can still get to it and knock any excess. I see a white spot right behind you, right there, right where your thumb is. There's a white spot. But yeah, they'd be able to knock off any of the excess filaments from any height. I'm assuming you need a screw and get it in that little white spot at the back of the.
I do need a screw. I think this thing goes. If I can get it to line up. I need more light. Let's get some more light on the subject. Here we go. Alright, so that makes sense now. So...
Try to record and do this all with only two hands.
I mean, I get what it's supposed to do, so give me just a minute. Let me see if I can make it happen.
Yeah, there was that little rail right there somewhere. What's that little nipple hanging? I see hanging on the bottom of that little area.
That is for something else. I am not. Give me just a minute. Okay, so why are you? Oh, all right, come here, book. I'm doing something wrong, and I don't want to break nothing. So,
good idea. Sometimes I try to make things simple and easy for you, but sometimes you just don't see their imagination or see what they're trying to go for. So you need to look at the book.
There's the screen.
You spend a lot of money on this kind of stuff. You kind of don't want to break anything.
Here we go. So yeah, I was right. That's exactly how it goes. It's just being tight.
Tight.
A really tight little deal here, so... That's kind of weird. Huh.
Oh, short little update though. My little Seagate's Genshin Impact hard drive I won.
Yep.
It's finally coming in. So.
Oh, that's good.
Heck yes. Coming in from California. And I looked up a video of this little Lilith figurine, and the box per se is showing me that this whole thing was a complete, utterly a actual fake. Not just I didn't need the makers or the people that from Tokyo Otaku to tell me it. I just watched the video and yeah, they were definitely right. This thing is completely and utterly a fake. So yay! But I'm still gonna keep it because it looks cool. Your camera went off again. I think it's because it's a Nokia. Nokia's, do you have a problem?
It's not a Nokia. It's a Nikon, and it's every time I bump this stupid cable with my foot, it's doing it. Hang on.
Low battery. Battery's fine. It's plugged into the wall. Low battery. There's no battery in it.
Unless the battery did die. I don't think it did,
you don't have you don't have a port?
Shit. Okay, hang on.
Web camera.
Hui. Won't be as good, but let's see
what it is.
See if I can
footage out.
see if I can get this to function.
Function, what's your function? Function, I guess it's called.
I gotta figure out which one of these is the right camera. Nope, that ain't it.
Well, as this is the camera footage, there was... Sorry. Now, while you're setting that up, I see your hand double the same camera, I think. Just right back, I'm gonna set some of the drink.
Yep.
Excuse me.
You're good. Oh, that is so blurry. Yeah, that's really freaking blurry. But not much I can do about it right this second. Huh. The camera's not dead.
But
I think I kicked the cable and it's an old cable. I can swap to a different camera, but the camera I can swap to is really friggin' blurry.
yeah, I heard. Oh.
The thing is, I had a different camera option up here earlier, but I'm not seeing it. Let's see.
There's a camera right there, but it's zoomed in way too much. And it looks like it's to the left of you.
There we go. Come on. Why are you not? Everything's gonna go wrong for me right now. Oh well. It is what it is. Let's just do this. We will do that. And move this guy to the center. And make him the star of the show. Right there. Because I will cheat. Alright, anyway. Back to what we're doing. According to what I was looking at, this guy here, hang on. So this guy here, right, has these two pegs right here. They're supposed to line up one there and one there and then be in the hole. Problem is, not everybody wants to line up, if you know what I mean. No, not everybody wants to do what that's...
wait. Let me see the poop, the catcher. If you want to call it a poop scoop. From the side Okay, I see this little tiny, looks like a little ring, maybe, on the inner L or inner 90 degrees. Does that hook into something?
Were you talking about right here?
Well, I
Or you,
camera's behind a little bit, so no. Toward the L of the bracket that the hook in the inner L of it.
right here?
Yes. Does that little pole or something
Yeah.
like that? Does that hook into
So
something?
if you look when the camera catches up, there's a hole here,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a hole there.
Okay, yeah, so it does hook into it.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Um,
I'm looking because it's not. It's close to lining up, okay, but not quite lining up. So
is it made out of metal or steel? Is
it's
it
metal.
flexible at all? Okay.
It's metal. So I am trying really hard because it's like I can get one or the other,
But you can't get both.
but
Does the bottom one is it screwed onto the bottom of it somewhere? Like, can you like lower it the hole? If that makes sense? Oh yeah, where your thumb is. Okay, so it's
Let me look at this thing again. We got to figure this out. So no, there's nothing. There's no specialty to it. It's exactly what we think it's supposed to do. And there's the screw for the purge wiper, but which is what this is called.
okay.
But it's
It's a single screw, but it's a two prongs that go into it somewhere, and the prongs are not both aligning at the same time.
right.
And I'm assuming that one of the holes, more likely the bottom one, got moved or jostled or wasn't quite flexed in the correct position, and now you're going to have to reflex it into the correct position so both holes can line up with the pegs in order for them to be into position. Because the only one I see can move is the bottom hole. The top one goes straight into the whole housing, so there's no way it can move.
Alright, so but see my problem is this bottom pole is so damn long. It's like it's too long. I'm trying to see. Yeah, that's a long ass fucking no. There ain't no way in hell that fucking little ass
You better say little hole. That's what she's. Okay, let's see.
So what? What do I do now? So let me look at this instructions. See if I'm missing a step somewhere, cause something ain't adding up. So it's showing to line those up like that, and then it says, yeah, but it's not lining up. That's my point. It's not fucking lining up. I mean, some dumb.
You tell when you put in the top I guess peg into the top hole. Can you tell if the bottom one is too high or too low for the other hole to connect? Because if it's too high, maybe you need to take something to pry it down a little bit, so in order it can actually align with it.
Well, see, the problem is this thing hits in a very specific spot, if you get my point. Because there's like a little bushing under here that gives it the specific gap. It can't go up no further with the whole housing, you know?
Yeah.
I tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to try something. As soon as I can find my screws again that I had. There they are. Okay. So, according to this, one screw goes up from the bottom, one screw comes from the side. But it doesn't tell me because one's a fine thread and one's a not fine thread. So I'm going to check and see which one goes where. Hold on. I think this one. Yeah, no, it's not that one. So, do you go? Yeah.
Turn the camera to the left and then up. There we go.
Oh, shit. It'd help if I put the damn thing in there. Yeah, I'm thinking that one goes in the bottom. And I'm thinking this one. Yep. That's what it is. Alright, so that one goes in there. Okay. Let me make sure I got the right size Allen head. Because what I'm thinking about doing is starting the bottom one and slowly turning it and see if it'll help me persuade it toward up, you know, so the others line up.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to try to do.
All about that persuasion.
Oh, well, you ain't even going to be able to do that until you get it started. So let's try going with the other one first. We'll figure it out here in a minute, guys. Shit. Well, I know how it's supposed to go on, but it ain't going.
Alright, I'm gonna pull up a quick little video here. You shouldn't hear a thing. I'm just trying to see if somebody else has. If they figured it out, Nick can tell me and show me how to do it, because we're fussing with this.
I know how to. The problem is I know how to do it. It's just like there's this one tab. It's just not.
Wow. I just watched the video, and according to the video, it looks so easy to just. They just plop it in, both pegs hit the hole, and it just...
Yeah, that's just not how that's working here.
Slow it down, too, because it's super fast. Okay, come on. Show me a little slower here. Yeah, both holes just bam, bam, right into both pegs. Let's see if I'm. Jesus, I might have made it too slow. Okay. What about this speed? This speed's probably a little better. Okay. does look like the both little metal bracket, the bottom and the bracket that's inside the housing, are both stationary. It looks like it's kind of a little bit up in it, but it looks like the oval for this screw is way wider, or at least either way wider or too.
The oval's not the problem. The problem is those damn pegs. I think one of my pegs is too long. If you want me to be perfectly honest, if you can slow it down and see the pegs on his, tell me if they're the same length.
Okay.
Because one of mine is like twice as long as the other one.
Okay, let me see. Did you put this on yet?
Because I'm just
Yeah, see, on this video, the top peg is really short, but the bottom peg is really long.
Yeah, and that's how mine is, but it's like my bottom one's not going in.
Is it bent any?
Doesn't look bent. It looks straight as shit. And I can... Alright, kids, don't try this at home when you have a new printer. Do not, I repeat, do not do this. I am not liable for giving you advice.
Okay, this guy is showing that he's lining the bottom peg into the hole first, right? He has it hooked into the hole, and then he kind of like angles his top pin, the little small peg, toward the small one, and he starts screwing it in there. So I wonder if that will help, like, get it in there going, or get it persuaded into the top hole. But yeah, the bottom one is hooked into the hole first. Then he starts screwing it, and then I guess at some point it starts just all going in there.
So he puts the bottom one in.
Yeah, the long
start
one.
Screwing. But the thing is I don't know how the hell he's putting the bottom one in, because the little peg is keeping it from going in far enough for me to start the screw. You understand? Like, yeah. Because it's misaligned, nothing is lining up quite the way, I guess, for lack of a better term, it should be. I mean, like, I can put...
I wish I was there.
Oh, yeah, the biggest thing is hands. You know, having enough hands. But... Let's see. Come on, damn it. There it goes. Almost. Why didn't you go in? Water's off. Stop trying to stick to shit. Okay. Why? Why is this one of the simplest things on this thing got to be so damn difficult? Like, I put the print head on. I put the screen on. Okay, here we go. Let's put some light on it. Because that's supposed to go in there. Aye. Okay. So the little tab is a little too low for the hole. That's what the entire problem is. The little post,
Yeah.
is a little too high for the whole thing. So
Something had to have moved, or something has to have been drilled incorrectly.
because when I start it in the bottom and I hold it up here to look to see where all the alignment is, you're about to see. So the bottom started in where it goes.
Yeah.
You see that peg right there?
Waiting for it. There we go.
See if
Yeah,
I
it looks
you see the peg?
just
The peg's
so-
just low.
yeah.
Now if I take it off and I hook it in that peg, then I can't seem to swing this one into place. So
I wonder if you could take a little file, if you have a little round file, and file the hole just the top peg down just a little bit. Because once you get the pegs in the hole and you screw it in, it's not going to move nowhere.
no, because
They might have just accidentally
there's two screws.
hit the wrong spot.
It ain't going nowhere once you get it in there. It's just, I don't know why we even have these alignment pegs, to be honest. I'm not real sure. So, I am almost tempted to take one of the two pegs off, just one of them, and then
Again, don't you have like any like sort of round, small hand file that you can file a hole in the devices a little bit down and let the peg actually get in there?
no, I don't have nothing that small. That's a tiny, tiny, tiny thing. Plus, if I start doing that, I'm getting into where the tensioner housing and stuff is, and I don't trust it not to break it.
Gotcha.
So what I want to do is I want to get one of these screws started, is what I want to do. Because if I can get one of them started where I can have a free hand, you know?
Bottom screw will probably be the easiest.
You think so?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's try the bottom one then. Yeah, you're not going to be able to start the bottom one unless you take the bottom peg off, because that bottom peg's going to always hit and push it off. Unless it slides into that hole like it's supposed to. You know what I mean?
Listen, can you slide the bottom peg into it, then start the processing and screwing? Like, does that allow for you to breach?
No, because what happens with the bottom peg is then you have your upper peg hitting the back, holding it off. It won't let it go in quite far enough. So you're either gonna lose the top peg or the bottom peg. And I was thinking I'd probably rather lose the bottom peg than the top peg. If I'm not mistaken,
all I'm worried about these pegs being removed is like I don't know if they would be like if the pegs are there for not just for a lining reason, but they might be there to make sure that the scooper or whatever does not even jostle at all because there's a magnet on it that the printer head attaches to and it pulls it.
I think
Spring load go off.
I think they're purely alignment. If you want me to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I just don't have a for sure answer. My assumption is that I would be like, oh, they're alignment. We don't know what the engineers were thinking.
Yeah, I really do think they're just alignment. I would love to not have to do any of that, but it looks like we may have to, because if I go...
This video I'm watching, he literally just pushes the big bottom, the big peg into the bottom hole, and he gets the screws, and he just starts screwing. But he screws the actual bottom one first, then he screws the back one, and it's like it just works, because it's like just that simple. Yep, just that simple.
I mean, it's close. I can see where if it's done, if the part's perfect, that'd be exactly what it is. It'd be click and start. But it's just this one.
They might have not like during the processing of making the holes on the probably CNC machine. It probably got jostled a little bit and misaligned the peg point for the connecting of the screw. Because I think it's just a simple hole, but the hole's been pushed in, so it can actually kind of grip onto the teeth of the screw.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna bite the bullet as soon as I can find what I'm looking for. There it is.
Snippers.
Yep. Exactly what I'm looking for.
Oh.
Damn, this some. Oh, I ain't gonna be snipping that shit.
There's some long screws.
Trying to see if I can help this damn thing align, but if I could get that top one to start, it sure would help me, give me a chance to see where I'm not having to hold stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, the top one's started right now with the top peg in place. But that bottom peg is not in alignment. It's too high. Yeah, because I see the pegs keeping it from actually hitting the 90 degrees. Yeah, so we're gonna take probably the bottom peg off for our situation because, and I honestly, guys, I'm gonna say this: I don't fault them because sometimes shit like this happens. Them little thin ass pegs, dude, they could have got bumped at any point and caused them to be out of alignment, you know? So, I'm not going to fuss. What I am going to do is try to figure out how to get it where I want it, you know? Because no matter what I do, either the bottom or top peg's got to go. Honestly, top peg actually. Let me think of how to do this real quick. I'll save that for a minute. We'll move on to something else right now. I have an idea. I have a tool that will do it in like a matter of minutes. I just don't want to go drag it out right now. So we'll move on over here to this side. Because on this side, we get to connect some stuff. So what you have is this guy who goes up here and plugs in. As soon as you can get him plugged in like that. Okay, so now he's in, and there's two little screws to put in it so that you don't accidentally, you know, pull it out or whatever, you know, in the print process. And I'm going to show them to you. Did you get to see that, Grumpy? Okay.
Excuse me. Something was biting at my foot, and I just couldn't figure the fuck where it was, so I had to go get it washed off or something.
Alright, so
you see it?
Here we go. See this yellow cable? I mean orange cable?
It's the one. Ethernet's?
No, that is the control cable for the print head. It plugs in the top, and you have two little screws right there in the top of it.
What kind of connector is that? Was that
USB-C is a USB-C on the top.
So that's standard, alright.
So there's that. And you have these two little screws right there that you tighten down so that you don't accidentally unplug it or something like that while it's printing. So we're going to go ahead and tighten those. And remember, guys, this cable has a rubber end. Do not over tighten it. Tighten it down till it is flush and then stop. Because if you strip that rubber, warp that rubber, you could mess up your seal and your fit. You don't want to do that. So that's there. Okay. This one, this cable here, this other orange cable actually plugs in to this motor, if I remember right. Yes. So I'm going to get down under here, and you should see that there's a connector. And
somewhere.
Right there. Just like that. That's how she goes.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's a USB to a...
No, this is a different cable. The first, this one goes to the print head. This one goes to your motors.
Okay.
And you only have to have one plug for the motors. because all the rest of the wires will run through the rails to the motors, so they're out of the way.
Gotcha.
And in case you're wondering, right there, let me see if I can. Oh, we're fixing to have to end the stream, guys. My camera's about to die. All right.
I have to go get stealthy and help you out get the other camera going again.
Yeah, give me a minute. Let me see what I can do.
We can get the footage out, not a problem.
No, other than the fact that we're live streaming.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I gotta figure out what the heck is going on with this thing. And why it's wanting to. Why are you not working?
You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to figure stuff out.
Okay.
I don't know. The battery, it has connection. It's just the video, it stopped sending video.
But it's an old cord, so.
Yeah, so I'm going to try something else. Instead of this port's being stupid. Oh, it's saying the battery's too low for the shutter to be released, is what it is.
Ah.
That's what it is. So,
Do you have any of your what is it, travel cameras? What's those things called again?
GoPros?
GoPros, yeah.
Let's see, where did I set the damn GoPro last? I've got them, but I got them put up because I hadn't been using them, except for when I went on trips is the problem. You know what we can do? We can do this, and I'm going to give the phone juice so that it doesn't die. Oh.
Yeah.
There we go. Hopefully that'll keep it from dying for now. And we will go back to hiding that. Alright. So now we've done all of that. I thought you'd find this interesting. So these guys right here are little moon clips, so that when you go to put your you put your 4 tubes over here plus this one. You snap them all together with this, and it keeps them kind of together. And they sent me like 4 of them. I'm gonna put the screws for the wipers back in the wiper bag since I'm not gonna mess with it right now. I'll do a little something for that in a little bit. Let's put that over there. What else we got? That's the touch screen. So print cable, those are done.
Where are you going?
That's the cable.
All right.
Huh. What is that, a backup cable? Shit, that's pretty cool. Okay. Don't need that right now. And of course the classic thumb drive that they send you, you know.
Yeah, there's always really cheaply one, the very little memory on it, but sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Like with my two, the two USB drives I got for both of my Creality printers, my Razor ones, one of them worked. The other one was so corrupted. Every single time I plug it up, I had to reformat it.
Oh, that's not good. That's terrible.
Yeah. So I'm like, God, you guys, like, I love you, Creality, but can you just like give me a USB drive that doesn't crap out on me?
So this little block guy, where do you slide in at? Because I know you slide in. Just got to find the damn track. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's over here on this side. Got it. So let's turn you. And is it like that? Or
it's still so weird to see two bright ass orange cables coming from that all black and gray silver printer. To see this two just bright ass
that's how that goes.
Orange
so the way this thing works is I slid it into a track that was over here, right here, and it has 4 holes. Yeah, it has 4 holes for the tubes to come through, and then it has this spot for that. And I guess if you're doing a single tube, that's what this one's for, right here.
I watched the video. That is for a single tube of spool filaments.
But I'm not doing single, so we won't be doing it that way. Let's open up this guy, and let's put some tubes on, which is right here. Now, I am not 100% sure on... I don't think these things are numbered on this end.
Are they individually? They're numbered as the top of it. Okay.
Through this thing, the little guide thing that we had, I'm gonna pop that off. So there's one, right? And then
maybe you should check the manual to see if the manual has a number for each of the top
it doesn't.
connectors.
It doesn't. The only numbers are actually on the ace, and they're the only ones that matter. Because the ace is going to feed the color based on the number on it, and it doesn't matter which tube this is hooked to. As long as the ace colors and numbers match what you put in the printer itself.
Okay.
I don't think it cares. I'm gonna double check it. I mean, and I'll know relatively quickly when I start trying to print a multicolor if that's the case.
Yeah.
Because then I'll
move the head to its max distance away from the connectors, so you have the correct amount of slouch or slouch, whatever the word is.
That's what that is right there.
You want to give them all a little bit of a leeway, so they have to be so taut.
Yep. So there you go. Now these all plug into the back of the Ace. But first, we're going to put some of our fancy little moon ring clip things on.
Yay! Hey.
If I can get the bag to open. There we go. Then I'm going to show you another feature that I just thought about that I hadn't showed you. That I think you'll like particularly. So let's go. You. And then you. And then we can do it again. That one was there. This one was here. Trying to keep them kind of straight, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that they aren't too and then once you get over here you don't need the fifth one, but it's there if you end up needing it.
If you need me.
Yes. If you need me. Yeah.
I do need you. Really?
Listen.
Why didn't you say so?
Listen, bro. Listen. She can need me all she wants. I will let her.
God.
I will let her need me. I won't argue one bit. All right, so that's a nice little cable management thing right there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You could have 3D printed them, but it's nice to come included.
Yeah, it's nice that they gave them to us. Oh, they also gave me for that top rail, you know, the where the metal and the grooves. They gave me some grease for the future if I end up needing it.
Nice.
I mean, it's pre-greased, but this is for if I end up needing it. So there's that.
Yeah.
We're gonna move this little asshole right here out of the screen view. Fuck him right now. Alright. Because I want to shift this thing. Oh, that's my little cleaner. Damn, they gave me I got a new cleaner, nozzle cleaner. Yay, I needed one because somebody bit my last one, and I mean, I don't know what his name is. Crimson. Crimson. But he did. He didn't mean to. You know, he was just trying to clean his nozzle, but he forgets how thin they are. And as you've observed yourself, even though he's only a certain age, he is got a little bit of dum strength in him. So he don't mean to do shit, but he does. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's what my wife says I have, and I don't know where she gets it from.
I feel like there it is. It's over there. All right. I'm trying not to lose this Allen wrench set because, you know, all my others disappeared. You know,
yeah.
all these kids with printers in my house and stuff. I mean, somebody's selling them printers and shit, and my tools go walking off, and
Yeah, I'm just gonna look up real quick. Let me see. Thing. Universe. Alright, let's see. Your printer is the
Kobra 3. So now we're going to readjust the camera a little bit. And I'm going to shift the printer over. Set the camera on top of it and kind of aim it down a little bit, because we're about to sit that ACE unit beside it, and I want you to be able to see me connecting them so that you can see how that works.
Oh yeah, they already have like several things you can print for this thing. Ooh, that's kind of nice.
So there you go. So to connect them, you're gonna
Pop little
pop
blue
your
rings
little,
off.
your little blue tabs off.
They gotta pull them out a little bit, then.
Yeah,
Then
I'm just popping them off.
rip 'em.
They're just being a little. I don't have the tool I normally use to grab these things like this, so I'm making do with what I got. There it is. You know what? There's one right there. So, little flathead. And you pop them off.
Why would you want to have a? I guess it's to make it look more fancy.
And what you finding?
Screen covers for the monitor.
Oh yeah. They got those. So so some people do that so people don't scratch their shit up.
Yeah.
In their house, like if they got kids or pets or something like that. Alright, so I've got them all the blue ones off. So if you look, I'm going to try to get it down here. You'll notice there's numbers above each one of them. Right? One.
Yeah.
Oh, you got one over here, 2, 3, 4. So.
Yep. All right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to pop these bad boys right here in there, but me being me, I'm going to try to straighten them a little bit.
Anything you can do to help them out.
So we're going to go with let me see if I can. Yep, that one's in. We're going to go with this one. And that one's in. And then this one. Yep. And then last but not least, this guy right here. And they're all in. So they're all in the unit now. And now what you do, the easy part is putting them back on, because you can pull it out a little bit, putting pressure on it,
yeah,
and then snap them back on. See? So, because once they're in there, they're kind of locked in. So you could literally take the tube itself, use it to pull it out, because it's got that dampener on it.
Yeah.
And that way you can pop your blue thing back on super easy.
So now my question is, if you did have another one of these little chamber things, and you had 8 of them. How do you plug up all 8 of the tubes to the top of the printer itself?
They have a print head with eight inlets.
Does it come included, or does it like you to order that separate?
That's a separate thing. If you buy the second Ace,
Okay.
you have to buy that.
And I don't think there's anybody out there that has a 3D model. Yeah, I don't see anybody. At least on the Thingiverse, no one has a 3D model replacement or a print feet for this thing, which, like I said, you can print in that flexible resin to make it a little bit more dampening. That's that's if this thing doesn't have a gyroscope inside of it, and you can't tell if it's going like balls to the wall, speedy.
I'm not going to hook the power up to it yet, but we are going to hook the Ace up to the printer. I'm going to show you how that works. So, on the front of the printer, you have 2 USB ports and the port for the Ace to plug in. Right there.
Oh, that's a USB-C.
No,
B, sorry.
2 USBs, and then right beside it in the dark, you can't really see it where my finger's at. That's where the Ace plugs in.
Okay.
So,
is that rubber grommets in the front?
Yeah, there's a rubber grommet that covers it when you're not using it.
Okay, that's good.
So, and when you plug the camera up, it plugs into one of those USB slots. Now, I think you go there, and then you. Come on. Let's see. Oh, did it backwards. Okay. So the small 4 one goes over here.
Yeah. There's some problems in there.
That's a hard way to turn.
No, turn it. Turn it.
I'm trying to do it with one hand.
I believe.
Which damn way is this thing go?
Nope,
there it is.
Turn it downwards. The clip is downwards.
And there it goes. And then this goes over. There. Like that. And there you go. Now you have now your Ace is connected. So the only thing now that you would have to do is load filament and put power, and you could try to start printing. Of course, we're not going to do that until we get the wiper situation.
Oh. Explain to me, why do you think they put the ports of this kind of things in the front of it on the printer itself and not on the back of it?
I don't know. A lot of people have talked about that. Some people like it, some people don't. The people that like it because instead of your USB, if you decide to print from USB, it's not hanging off the side where shit could bump it and knock it. It's directly in the front. Other people dislike it because you have to plug your ace and your camera in there, which means, you know, it's always there.
See, problems with me. Like, I don't want people to bump into it. I don't want people to hit it. I don't want people, kids, dogs, your aunts, uncles are walking by and skim it. You know, just like oopsie doopsie, I tripped and smacked that port or that cord or that USB in the front of it. I don't like it. I got it either on the side or on the back.
I don't want mine. I don't want mine on the side. I absolutely do not want mine on the side. I hate that shit with a passion. It has given me problems with my resin printer because it's on the side and people have bumped my stuff before.
They bumped
and caused
into it.
Yeah, like, well, the cat did. The cat hit my USB stick because it hangs out the right of it. And
so it jumps up between it and it rides it. Okay.
No. It just bumped the shit out of the side of it because there's a little space on that edge of the table. And
it jumped up there?
And it jumped up there and it pissed me off because it bumped it enough that it stopped the print halfway through and caused it to fail.
See, my cats don't jump on mine, so I don't worry about that. But I do feel like the dogs or anybody else could easily smack the USB port in front of the printers and mess up the USB. But they don't. It hasn't happened yet, but I just feel like it could be so easily. I can go there and slap it and be breaking it off with no problems. But yeah, I would rather like the cords though, like anything I'm plugging up that I'm not going to be unplugging, like that little connector for the thing. I would want that in the back, just so it's out the way. It's never behind my printer.
Yeah, and I get that. So now you have 2 power cords and a poop chute that needs to go on here, and you can technically load filament in it and get going
So
if you want to.
Does that thing have like what is it called? Like spinning wheels, rails, whatever, to allow the filament to spin easier inside of it?
Yeah, right here. It's not really. It's right. These is right at the front and the back.
Are they adjustable? Okay, so they're one whole wheel. All right, good. So that means you don't worry about like. I was worried they're gonna be like.
And there's your vents right there for your heating, for your drying.
Yeah.
Oh shit! And they even pop out for cleaning.
Nice.
So that's cool.
Yeah, I was just thinking like if they had like specific spacers between them where you have to like adjust them for each type of spool, just get some are thinner, some are wider. But no, they're all just one big old bar. That means you can put pretty much anything inside of it,
so,
and just.
And I'll show you this too because I'll have to print it, but I'll show you. You see this hole and groove right here?
I'm waiting for the print, the string catch up. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
So that is where your camera mount mounts, right there, and it kind of angles your camera down just a hair, kind of like that, at the print. And that's where it chills.
And you said it has a time-lapse sensor on it, right?
It has time-lapse. It has video. It has it where you can see it. Once I have the printer up and it will connect Wi-Fi to my network, I will be able to start and stop prints remotely. It has all that good stuff.
What about and recording, right?
Yes, it will record.
So you can record remotely, or does it record to a USB flash drive or a hard drive?
It has some local storage on it, but it also has the ability to send it to a free cloud that they give you that'll hold X amount of space.
For X amount of time, I'm assuming.
Until you delete it and free space up.
Nice. Okay, so it's whatever hard drive.
I mean, granted, I will say this. it's not a whole lot of space, but if you're like me, I'll probably do a video, and once that video is done, I'll probably download it from there, and then I'll delete it. It'll be just a temporary holding place.
Gotcha. Yeah. I was just trying to think, like, how would you get the footage and where you put the footage, and if it's doing local processing of footage, or if it's going to be, if you're broadcasting it, or we're doing remote access to it, the footage might come out a little grainy. It might come out a little choppy. But if you download to something that's local or nearby, it probably clean up the footage. But if you could put out at a good enough speed, maybe you wouldn't have to. I don't know how good the Wi-Fi card of that thing is. Of course, I don't know if that thing has Ethernet port on it either.
Yeah,
I don't think it does. Right?
It doesn't. I'm tightening the belts a little bit right now, trying to understand. I'll be honest, I have a little bit of confusion on this one point. Okay, so it has a tightener over here on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Right here. That's for the belt, but there's no belt for the print head, right? The next belt is up here at the back for the motors. I am trying my hardest to understand how when I turn this, it tightens this. You
put your camera down.
Yeah, I was looking for the best way to angle it to show you.
Okay.
So,
unless the camera's dead.
No, the camera's not dead. I'm bringing it up. It's actually charging, so it's not going to die.
Okay.
So you got your top rail here. There's no belt. It just sits on there, right?
Yeah.
And it moves back and forth. I think that the belt it's tightening is actually that one. Right there. So I don't think this one tightens at all. I think it is literally what you said. It is a stabilizer. That is it.
Yeah, it's as far as I'm going to be aware of it, I believe it's to make sure that both of the rails that go up and down are in sync no matter what. Problem is, if those things, for let's say, get loosened by whatever means, be it whether time, heat, something snagging on it, that will make them no longer get that much in sync. But if both of them are motorized and both of them are connected to the system, they should stay in sync in themselves. That's just like an extra layer of precaution, that extra band up there. It's not meant for tension. It's just meant for keeping them in line with each other.
So let me check this out. So I just noticed this. This bed has grooves in it, so that when you put it back on here, you can't fuck up lining it up because it lines up at the back with that groove.
Oh yeah, because with the little cleaner too, which I believe those bristles are silicone.
Yes, they are silicone.
Because
they are silicone,
so they don't get heat. And the bed may look shiny to anybody that's watching, or glittery. That's not. It's just to allow a good rough texture for it to print. It won't make the bottom of your print super smooth like glass would, but it'll definitely make sure your print is solid on there. So you might, if you're worried about that kind of stuff, you can always just do like a bottom layer print of an actual, like a print bed, then print whatever you're printing on top of the print bed.
Right. And this bed is rated for PLA, ABS, and PTG. So it can print. It'll take all three of them.
And I'm sure the printer itself can do that without needing a enclosed chamber in order to print with those. Because some of those, back when I was still printing with PLA plastic, if the printer didn't have a printing chamber, you had to go buy that separately, put the printer inside of it, and then you could print like ABS and other well-known printable filaments. And of course, we got like flexible filaments. We got hardened filament. We got filament with like copper or brass in it.
Yep.
Which I'm not going to really keep up with the technology of filaments but I'm sure there's somebody already out there doing some wild stuff with filaments, and even like just like what they're doing with resin. There's just somebody gonna be doing that kind of stuff. This
Yep.
bound to happen.
So, I think that's about as far as we're going to be able to go tonight, just because I want to have that cleaner on there before I try to print anything. What I will do is do a short video, just a handheld of me putting that on when I go to put it on, and loading the filament the first time, and then I plan to stream as soon as I get the camera attached, a print. Even if it is total shit because it's still not tuned yet, I plan to do it just so people can see where it is when you start and where it ends up when I've got it tuned. But yeah, there are no leveling points underneath this thing. You do not level this thing by hand. I'll show you.
Yeah, which is great.
Look at that. That is an aluminum spacer that holds it dead in that's where it is, where it's going to be.
Yeah. Double layered aluminum spacers, and the print itself, or the printer nozzle, will touch and scan the bed to see where its height is, and then measure. The printer will measure and calibrate the height and low spots of the print bed. So when you go to print it, it will adjust the nozzle for you, so make sure it will always be flat.
And for you guys,
which is absolutely great.
Once it's on the network, once it's plugged in, turned on the network, that that QR code right there, that's what you scan with the app on your phone, your tablet, whatever, to add the printer to your cloud application to be able to start and stop it remotely and all that good stuff.
Yeah, be sure to link that footage when you go and put the video up, so someone doesn't go and starts up your.
Well, I purposely held it back far enough that it was slightly blurry. If they could get a clean QR code off of that shit, good luck. But
they will. There's somebody out there will do Photoshop and try to clean it up. Anyways, what time are we looking at for possible first prints? Day, 2 days?
I'm thinking it's going to be like Saturday, because I've got to take that tab off so that I can mount that wiper.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, then I have to load the filament, and I've got to get it positioned in a place that it can run where it's not sitting in the middle of this room. Because it's literally, this table is sitting where I normally sit when we're streaming.
Yeah.
So that's it. We gotta move some stuff around, you know. That's just the way it is. But it's nice, and I did notice that I'm sorry. I seen a little flex in the belt, so I started tightening it. Anyway, because, you know, you don't want your damn belt to be slack. That makes shitty prints. But, yeah. Although I will say this. What color do you think I should print the camera mount in out of the 4 colors they sent me?
5 colors and that little baggie of black.
I'm not gonna.
You might as well use it up.
I'm not doing the multiple colors on the first print. I want that shit done. I will do the multicolors on the print when I start printing.
You have a little baggie of black, don't you? You got from them.
Yeah, but here's the question: how do you feed that in there with this 4-chamber system locked up and there's no spool on that bag?
You do the single port that you had on the side, and you just plug up that one for now.
I've already plugged all 4 of them in, showing y'all how to do it.
Hey, you can take it out.
Nah. Out of the 4 colors, pick one.
I don't know. I'm partial to the green.
Partial to the green? Alright, so we'll get a...
You don't have a bright orange cords everywhere. You might have a bright colored green.
I'm surprised you didn't say the peach orange looking color. The peach orange looking color to match the cords.
Yeah, but it's like I said, it's too close to the like it's not skin tone, but it's pretty close to it. If you had like an actual orange, I'd be like, just do that, just to really spice it up. Don't you have some orange? Did I give you that?
I got red and stuff from you, but I don't remember orange. I'll look. But if nothing else, it'll be green. It'll be green.
Gotcha.
I'll put and FYI, this is a good note. If you buy one of these printers, if you do not change the color of your model when you're slicing it, it will always default to whatever you have in the first slot. Chamber 1. So, when I load this thing up, I can set it green is 1, blue is 2, peach is 3, purple is 4. But if I don't change the color inside the program when I'm slicing it, it is going to default to the first one, which will be the green, and that's the color it'll be.
So, whatever color you use the most, and or whatever color you're most partial to, and that you have in chamber 1. And that would probably also be the first chamber that if ever something were to die, it'd be the first one to go because it'd be the most used.
I laughed because I seen a guy do this. He had a print that he knew was going to take more than one roll, right? Because he was doing a helmet.
Yeah.
And he was doing it all in gray. So he loaded 2 grays in 1 and 2. So it started printing. He had the ace was set to where the first 2 were gray. He had the printer set that the first 2 is gray. He started printing. As soon as it ran out in 1, it flipped over to 2 because it realized it was the same color and didn't miss a beat. Can you imagine how nice that is to not have to worry about, am I going to run out?
I wonder if it still cleaned the chamber and then started putting in the next color, or if it just completely followed up right behind it, butt to butt.
I have absolutely no clue because he didn't go into detail on that, but I know that when he showed it to us, because he took a little Sharpie, and right about the time it went to run out, he was there, and he marked where it was supposed to run out at on the side of the print, but it never stopped. Yeah. It just kept on going. There was no gaps in layers or anything like that. So.
Yeah. It's going to be definitely a learning thing. It's going to be an interesting ride for you, that's for sure. Trying to learn how to get heating and changing colors and meshing colors. It's going to be.
I'm not joking when I'm telling you, though, the filament is so much cheaper from them directly. Because I went tooling around online. And so each one of those rolls are about $20 or so in other brands.
Yeah.
But if you buy them directly from them, they were $11 a piece.
Which is great, and I'm sure if you buy in bulk, you get a free shipping or something like that.
Yep. They also have periodic sales where if you buy 3 rolls, then you get X% off. And free shipping and stuff like that. So I am seriously considering, unless it is a very specialized color or print that I'm doing that someone wants that they just don't have the color, I'm just ordering my PLA from them from now on, because it's I can get 2 rolls for the price of 1, essentially. And get this, that is for their basic PLA. If you buy the high speed, because they sell a high-speed filament that is specifically formatted for this thing to run up to 600 mm a second. 600 millimeters of printing a second, which is astronomically fast compared to what standard. Standard usually runs between 60 and 100. millimeters a second. You're talking about jumping up hundreds of millimeters a second. Imagine how fast your damn printer is moving. I mean,
Well,
and it's only like $3 more a roll.
yeah. As long as it can melt and lay the filament down at a decent speed without having to like force choke it down the heating coil and down the nozzle. It's great. Just sometimes like I bought that one brand. I forget the name of it. It was really at a great price. The spools were a little small, but like they were still the same measurements. But something about them, like they were brittle from out the box, and they were like vacuum sealed and everything. I'm like, I even told them, and like, yeah, that didn't happen. I'm like, I bought 5 of them from you, and they all do the same thing.
Right.
Never bought from them ever again.
Right. Well, I think that we're gonna call the stream there, guys. Grumpy, we can stay on call for a little bit if you want to, but I need to end the stream so that I can start moving and putting some of this crap up because it is late and we still have to eat.
I still need to eat, and I gotta feed my dog, so
All right.
I'm gonna be dropping off. I'm gonna be dropping off too. So
All right. Well, with that being said, guys,